For the Bisexual Broadcasting Corporation, I'm Zaya Dulciano. Top story tonight, most people take their birth certificate for granted. For trans people, having one that matches who they are both in name and gender is a big deal. In fact, all these US states don't even allow you to change it. Tonight, we take an exclusive look at one woman's story in California, a state that does permit it, yet still reaches unforeseen bureaucratic hurdles. Martie Pimentel gives us an exclusive look into her experience in acquiring a birth certificate. Join us for a special report as she shares her story. So it all started with forms. Back in November, she filled out these forms with her father because a witness of the birth was required, as well as having the signatures notarized, $15 each. Adopted regulation of the State Board of Health, LCB file, R066-16, making various changes to provisions relating to the alteration of certificates of birth. Firstly, an affidavit. Namely, the affidavit for the Office of Vital Records and Statistics, affidavit for corrections of a record regarding a birth, facts as they should have been stated on the original at the time of occurrence. Name, Martie Pimentel, gender, female. The justification to match legal name and gender. Then there was a supplemental affidavit. Here's where the mistake came in, more on that later. She filled that one out. Shortly after, she mailed them out. Shortly after, she got a new letter saying there had been errors. Maya decided to write. The original application was rejected, and I have some questions to make sure there are no more issues. There is a request to send a court order. Is this her name and gender change order? The check our office received was the wrong amount. The response came back a lot more clear. The issue was that both affidavits had been signed by her father. They need to be signed by different people. Conversely, in lieu of those two documents, she could send her court order. With an extra copy of her court order, name change and gender change, she sent it out. Maya was expecting a new birth certificate in about 10 days, so she went out, full of optimism, to check the mail. After checking the mail, Maya waited and worried it wouldn't come at all. She was worried this new leadership and its slew of anti-trans executive orders were somehow affecting the outcome of her birth certificate. Frustrated, she did what she should have done much sooner and decided to email back. Hello, Amendment Specialist. I hope you are well. I'm writing to find out about my updated birth certificate, hoping to get an update on the timeline. Best. Your order was completed and mailed on January 3rd, 2025. Jesus Christ. Okay. Where the hell is it? Hi. Can I have a tracking number as I have yet to receive it? Thanks. Good morning. Unfortunately, we do not have tracking on our mail. It is sent through regular mail. Hello, can you please send another because it never arrived? Good morning. We will mail another order, 2 copies for the 70 to the address on file. Please verify the address below, and we will send the request to our mailing department. Good afternoon. Yes, the address is correct. Can I get an estimated arrival date? Good morning. Unfortunately, we are unable to provide a date, as it will be the postal service that determines when items reach their destination. Thanks anyways. I'll be on the lookout, and I hope it gets here soon. In all seriousness, the amendment specialist was super responsive, even around Christmas and Valentine's, and was extremely helpful. by some mysterious coincidence of the universe, February 14th, on the day this last email arrived, was the exact same date, just 3 years earlier, when Maya originally filled out her paperwork for a court order to get her name and gender changed. So I just filed my paperwork, then I'll be able to get my ID, my passport, and eventually my birth certificate. 3 years later, she gave up hope. She stopped checking the mail.
You got mail.
I'm in. Okay, so I just got a letter from the State Department of Health and Human Services of Nevada. I'm gonna open it right now. And we're gonna see what it is. Okay. Dear, it's addressed to my father. They fix it of any errors. What? Yay! Okay, that was confusing because it says we can only correct information by error in our office. Okay. Okay, it says Maya Pimentel and sex F. Mother is Maria, and I got 2 copies. Okay, I won't show this on camera, but you can go like this. That's pretty cool! That's so cool. Yeah, got it. We speak to Maya now. Thank you, Maya, for joining us on BBC News. How does it feel now, finally having your birth certificate? I'm feeling amazing. I'm feeling really good. It feels amazing to have a legal document that says Maya and female. I have 2 copies, and it just feels really good. How has the whole process felt overall? It's been challenging, ultimately good. There's been ups and downs, but it's amazing to get gender euphoria from documents that otherwise I would have just taken for granted. And I also recognize the privilege that being born in Nevada means that I was in a state where I could even have this done. And even with the legality of it, it was still tricky and, took some steps to get there, but here I am finally at the end and I'm really happy about it. 1,052 days ago, I sat on this exact stump and I announced to the world that my name was Maya. And now it's on my birth certificate. So it's been quite a while, but it feels really good to finally reach this milestone. What message do you have for transgender people listening now all around the world, especially the young ones who happen to look like you? If you're trans and you're watching, first of all, thank you. And get your birth certificate if you can. It's tedious, it's tricky. If your state doesn't allow it, we need to change things so that it does. And if it does, go for it. Start with your court order. And Social Security is messy right now, but get your birth certificate if you can. It's really important. And have hope and know that you still matter and there are people who care about you. Even if they're not in your direct vicinity, there are people like me who care about you, even if I don't know you. And given all this adversity from the current administration, what is your response to this block on passports? It feels frustrating and silly that I have my court order, I have my birth certificate, I have my Social Security changed, I have my driver's license. And yet I cannot have a passport that says female because I've had many passports, I've traveled, so there's a record of me having a different gender. I've taken HRT, I look nothing like I do on my currently valid passport. That photo was taken in 2019. So it's really frustrating. However, recently, Maya, we're going to have to cut you off with breaking news. A recent ruling by a federal judge in the United States has blocked the Trump administration attempt to not let transgender people have their passports. The plaintiffs will get their passports corrected, and the hope is that the ACLU will extend this ruling to all transgender Americans. For the Bisexual Broadcasting Corporation, I'm Zaya Dulciana. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We will see you next time. You're here, you might as well watch another video. Yeah, you are here, you might as well watch another video.
You're here, watch another video, super channel. Y ahora you might as well watch another video.
¿Ya estás aquí? O sea, mira otro video. ¿Qué pasa?
Mira, si vos ya estás aquí, mira